How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Mullen, which posted up another red day. If you remember what I said in my previous videos, if we end up having a lower high than we had on the previous trading day, then we are going to be experiencing a pullback. We are unable to get to 27 cents. So of course we had that test right around 24 cents. But I'll talk about what it looks like going into tomorrow. But I just want to remind you, if you're new to this channel, we do have timestamps down below inside the description. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking a look at the charts, we're going to take a look at the short interest, and then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's get into those videos right now. So we're going to take a look at the chart from Mullen. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 24 cents, being down 2.60%. On the low, it tested 24 cents, and then on the high, testing 26 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 51.799 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 64.653 million shares. So you can see that we had below average volume on the day and we had a pullback in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is our daily chart, you can see that Mullen continues to look bearish. It is trading below all of our major moving averages, which is a 50 EMA to 21 EMA, and as well as the 9 EMA. And if you remember what I said in my previous video, I was saying if we did not get a higher high than we had on the previous day, then there's a good chance we can get rejected and go lower. And that's exactly what happened today. We ended up seeing a high only at 26 cents, and on the previous day it was at 27 cents, and we ended up putting in a lower low right at 24 cents. Again, the chart tells us everything that we need to know, and of course it is looking bearish. If you're looking for a turnaround, then it's very crucial for Mullen to get back to at least 30 cents, and that's right where we have the 9 EMA. It's actually at 29 cents, and we do know there will be sellers hanging out up here, so we need the bulls to actually really buy in and get this stock moving up further to see if it can get to around 35 cents. But in my personal opinion, and considering it has this higher low pattern which has been going on now for about 6 trading days, it is not looking too good, and there's a likelihood that it could get down to 20 cents. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. But if it does end up pulling up a green day, then I'd want to see it being able to get to at least around 27 to 28 cents. But hey, let's see what happens going into tomorrow. Let's move on to the short interest. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information from Mullen. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings for October the 12th, you can see we have no new or closed positions. So we could see Key Client Fiduciary Advisors LLC that has 35,000 shares, and there's a value change of negative 69.44%. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 37.07%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is at 14.86 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.4 million, updated 7 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 5.46%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 10th, it is at 30.87, and then for the close of the 11th, being at 37.07. So that is quite the increase. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 15.30%, Mullen does continue to have short squeeze potential. So for my final thoughts for Mullen when it comes to the price action, so we ended up testing a low at 24 cents. So like I said, we ended up having a lower low. And as far as for the high, it was right at 26 cents. So again, yesterday we had a high at 27 cents. So this is not a good sign. And of course, Mullen is continuing to have a bearish pattern of those lower lows and as well as those lower highs. So what do you want to see from Mullen in regards to the upside? You want to see if you can get to at least a 9 EMA, which is around 29 cents. And I'm saying the key level of significance is around 30 cents. You could have a lot of sellers hanging out in this particular area. So that's why it'd be very important for buying pressure to come through. But if we continue to have these lower lows and lower high patterns, then Mullen would be trading at around 20 cents in the near future. So please add that to your notes so you know what it looks like to the upside and as well as for the downside and the key levels that I mentioned. If you want more information on that,
make sure you check out the chart portion of the video. As far as for the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that's why if we have a catalyst that comes through this play, it is known to have strong moves to the upside. But in the meantime, if we're not getting any news and we continue to have uncertainty inside of these markets, it's going to continue to pull back, and I want to make sure I'm being open and clear about that. For all of my investors out there, if you continue to have high conviction inside of this play, you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence, and you believe in the long-term prospects, then of course this is an opportunity to add more to your position. But I would highly suggest, if you're going to be adding it to a long-term portfolio, that it only takes up a small piece of that portfolio. You don't need to be loading up your entire portfolio in penny stocks. I want to make sure that you guys are going about your long-term investments in the right way. But for my traders out there, just look out for these key levels, and whenever you get those spikes, make sure that you protect your profit. So let's see what the stock does going into Thursday. Keep in mind, we do have CPI numbers that are going to be coming out, so there'll be even more volatility to look forward to. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be talking to you guys real soon.